Hey, so this is probably not going to be the most uh, sharp and clean and coherent of videos. I'm just kind of doing this without a script. It's my first time trying everything out. I've got Zelda who wants to play all the time and has decided that now that there's all the space in the place that she wants to play ball 24/7. So you can probably hear her. And Zoe is off napping somewhere. But I wanted to put something up and basically talk about what I've been dealing with lately and introduce myself for people that may or may not know me yet. My name is Laramie. I live in Las Vegas. I am a disabled artist. I draw with my mouth. I do caricatures out on the strip for tourists. I also take commissions for portraits and caricatures. I've done comic book work along with my partner Sylv. We were together for 27 years and married for 26. They just passed almost 3 weeks ago. So this is the first video I'm doing. For a number of reasons, I wasn't really able to stream or make videos like this like I wanted to up until now because still had a lot of health problems that made it difficult for a lot of things here in the house. Um, they were severely UV sensitive, which meant that we always had our windows closed and we had the blinds closed and we had blackout curtains over that. So it was really dark in here. We had very low level lighting. And that was the main thing. It's really hard to do any kind of videos or any kind of streaming when people can't see you on the screen or you're really dimly lit. And if I were to break out the kind of lights I'm using right now, then that would have fried them. We also only had access to the main room. We have a one-bedroom condo, and we set up basically in the living room because the living room and kitchen are connected. Living room, dining room, kitchen, and we set up that way because it was easier for them to be able to get up and down to get into the kitchen and back rather than having to walk all the way out from the bedroom. So we turned the bedroom into storage when we first moved in, and it was just completely full and cluttered with everything because we moved from a three-bedroom house into a one-bedroom condo. So that was almost wall-to-wall just stuff, and we had nowhere to put it, and it was hard to get people to help us come over and sort through it. And the other problems, major problems still have had is they have lupus, and the lupus would cause all kinds of chemical sensitivities. So if they were exposed too much to really strong fabric softeners or perfumes, colognes, deodorants, things like that, it could cause them problems. After they did chemo for cancer, it knocked the lupus down for a good while, and it uh, made a serious dent in it, so they were able to start going out and having a normal life again. Somewhat, we mostly went out at night, um, and we have to limit our activities and avoid places that were too perfumey and things like that. But anyway, there's just a whole storm of things and that were keeping me from being able to do what I'm doing right now and sit in front of a camera with bright lights and make a video like this. So this has been a long time coming. It's something that I've wanted to do. I was going to start a gaming stream, and I'm actually going to get back into that now for tabletop live play. And there's a whole bunch of things I can do that I couldn't do before. And um, it sucks because I would rather have Sylv back. I would rather have my partner, my muse, my creative other half. We basically made all the comic stories together. We have tons of stories that haven't even been published yet or put down yet that we would create. So everything I do going forward is going to have both of our names on it because we've created so much stuff that I'm just going to be using pretty much that library indefinitely. I don't know. Even new things, I'm sure, will have elements of that in it. I'm just going to put them down as a co-creator. Like I said, we were together for 27 years. I'm 47, so I was with them longer than I wasn't. And for the last 11 years here in Vegas and 6 years here in this condo, um, it's a major change. It's a major shock and a major just complete world shift. I'm trying to focus on the positive, on the things that I can do now, and things that I can start doing that I wasn't able to do before. and look at it as an opportunity to try new things, to go in new directions, and start a new life. But I'm taking them with me the entire way. We're both non-binary. They were born female, born male for me, but we're both non-binary. And if we had been born back in the 90s, probably would have been, or we were both back in the 90s, kids in the 90s, young adults. If we had been born in today's generation, we probably would have been trans because we would have access to all kinds of things that they didn't have medically back in the 90s. But it is what it is. And so we made do. As disabled people, we're both disabled. They had spinal damage and a connective disorder for their ligaments and their joints and tendons were all very loose. It's called Ehlers-Danlos. And so they were in a wheelchair most of the time. They could walk short distances. And I am fully quad. You can see I have a birth defect called arthrogryposis. And we basically were kind of very much the other half for each other. They were legally blind. I have great vision. So I would do all the reading and looking and seeing, and they would use their hands to reach all the things I couldn't reach and do all the things I couldn't do. So now that I'm on my own, going on week 3 here, actually going on week 4, it's been about 3 weeks, so this will be week 4. It's basically learning how to live life with only half of me. It's been rough, but I'm getting through. They were diagnosed with cancer 11 years ago. It wasn't cancer that got them. They beat cancer, fought cancer, and it's, it is, we've been preparing for something like this for a long time. We've been thinking about something like this. This could happen at any time, but you still don't expect it. But it is something that I've had to think about long sleepless nights over the years. What am I going to do when they're gone? What am I going to do the next time they go into the hospital if they don't come back? And this time it happened. So I already had some of it planned out as far as how I would get by and how I would survive, and I've been putting that into place and doing the best I can to make all that work. I've been getting a lot of help from friends here locally and friends all over the world that are fans of ours, fans of our art, fans of the stories that we've created, our comics, and that's helped a lot. They have helped to keep me going financially while I'm figuring out how to navigate this new world and what I'm going to do. I can't go draw caricatures on the strip right now because the table that I have is too big for me to be able to put on myself, and I couldn't get in and out of my chair with it on me anyway. So I have no one to load it up when I go to work, and I have no one to take it off of me when I come home. I have an aide twice a day. I get visits in the morning and visits in the evening, and that's when I get to use the bathroom. The rest of the day I can't. So I monitor what I eat and drink. I try to eat before I drink because that slows the liquid down, slows the processing of it down. These are all the kinds of things I'm going to be talking about on this channel. It's basically going to be everything disabled life, everything you never knew and didn't know you could ask or should ask and probably didn't want to ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway because you need to know that there are people like me, there are people like Syl, there are people like us out here in the world, and the world isn't made for us. The world isn't meant for us to get by. It doesn't care about us. And that became even more clear after COVID. It was actually COVID-related heart issues. COVID is, of course, a circulatory disease, first and foremost. Everybody thinks it's a respiratory disease. It presents that way, but it's actually a circulatory disease. It does all kinds of heart and vascular damage, and that's what ended up getting Syl. They have bad genetics on both sides of the family. Both their mom and their dad have either stents or bypasses. They both had heart attacks. So Syl basically had the super bonus terrible genes, and their heart was even worse. And then you add COVID in on top of that, and they, around the beginning of the year, had been in the hospital with about 35% heart function, 30% heart function. And when they were discharged, they were up to 45, almost 50. And that was back in February, and we were kind of getting by and getting through and doing what we could. And then their health, their health took another downturn recently, and it was hard again. And the 5 stents they had put in, of those 5 stents, Zelda, that's enough. Of the 5 stents that they put in, at least one of them was already failing, 90% collapsed. And then there were at least 2 other arteries that needed stents that didn't before. And when they tried to go in and fix the one stent that was collapsing, they coded, and that was it. So it was COVID-related heart issues that ended up doing it. Everybody that doesn't wear masks or get vaccinated, you can go fuck yourself. I want nothing to do with you. And COVID is real. It kills, and it doesn't kill you immediately. It kills slowly, and it kills quietly. You don't see it coming. It does heart damage. It does vascular damage. It damages arteries that you don't even know are damaged. And you have healthy people keeling over, and then you have, unhealthy people getting worse a lot faster than they should. So basically, that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about disability, disabled life, disabled rights, disabled sex, disabled art, disabled everything. And I will be posting more as we go forward. That's Zelda, my service dog behind me. She's actually going to be retired here soon and just get to stay home and be a pet. She's about 9 and has bad knees in the back. Her back legs have bad knees, and she has a lot of anxiety regarding traffic, and we live right near the Strip, so it's a pretty traffic heavy area. So she doesn't like going out. She likes being places, but she doesn't like going places. So I'm going to be leaving her home, and Sylv's service dog Zoe, who turns 2 in a few days actually, is going to be my full-time service dog. I'm going to be taking over Zoe and having her be my service dog. And she's still in training. I'm still working with her, but she's making tons of improvement, all kinds of strides every day. And I'll be posting more about all of that and my experiences with her and training her and all the things that she's learning and improving on in the days to come. But basically, this is just kind of an introduction. It's to let everybody know who I am, that I'm out here. The people that do know me can actually hear me, see me, hear me talk about the things that would take me forever to type. I can say so much more this way than I ever could. This is very bare bones at the moment. Obviously, I'm going to be getting all kinds of upgrades and improvements. I want to get a green screen drop so I can have whatever backgrounds I want. I need to get a better microphone. I need to put a little bit of soundproofing in. Although there's only so much soundproofing I can do. It's one big open room. And it's a bit echoey right now because all the furniture's gone. Basically have set up my desk and my office now in the dining room where Syl's bed used to be, because it was right next to the kitchen. And then my bed, which was in the living room, is now in the bedroom. I've had friends that have come over and helped me to move everything around and revamp everything and basically make the place accessible for me and what I need in my life going forward, now that I'm on my own and I have to do everything myself. Basically, I'm in my new office here. This is where I'm going to be streaming from. And there's not a whole lot I can do as far as the echoes. I'm going to be doing, like I said, a little bit of soundproofing, but it's one big, huge open kitchen, well, not kitchen, but open living room, dining room area. And the kitchen's right off the side. So, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. Zelda's getting really... for Zelda, her ball is love. She likes her ball more than anything. If you want to basically become Zelda's friend, you just throw her ball for her. You throw her ball and you're her friend. So she's back here. Yeah, you hear me talking about you, huh? So she's back here stomping on her ball and trying to pop it in the air and play with it. You can hear it. And she's basically trying to get my attention, so I'll play with her. Zelda, lay down. Lay down. And Zoe's off napping somewhere. But I'll go ahead and wrap this up here, and I'll be putting up more in the future. I'm going to be getting better cameras, better lighting, better everything, basically going forward to try to improve this and make it more streamlined and more professional. But I just wanted to get this out and have this up so that it's a start. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. everything's just kind of starting. It's one step at a time. I have to figure out the table thing. I have to figure out how I'm going to work. So I'll settle down. Okay, I can go a little longer. I'm gonna have to get a smaller table that I can leave on my chair full time that won't interfere with my armrest, so that I can get out of my chair and go to bed, or get in my chair and get up, because nobody's going to be here to unpack me when I get home. My evening aid comes in anywhere from about 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock sometimes, depending on who it is. I have different friends that help me out, and then my regular aide my professional, actual RN aide comes in the mornings, Monday through Friday. And then it's friends helping me out the rest of the time on the weekends, both day and night, and then evenings on the weekdays. But without anybody here to back me up, I can't basically load my stuff up. I can't go to work. I can't unload when I get home. And that's how I support myself. So I'm going to have to figure all that out, get a table that's small enough for me to carry, but big enough for me to work on, and just kind of really condense what I do to be able to work out there so that I can afford to stay out on my own, live on my own, and be independent, because otherwise I'll have to go live in a facility, and that's not going to happen. I will not live in a facility. They are terrible. They are not meant to be lived in. They are not good. They are not quality. And disabled people deserve better than that. And we deserve to have independent lives just like you and just like everybody else. And I will do whatever I have to do to stay out here. So I'm going to put a link for the GoFundMe in the description, and it should be on the screen here, hopefully. And I'm going to be posting more in the future, as every day I'm going to be putting up a couple of videos, and just kind of finding a rhythm and figuring out what I want to do and what I want to talk about, and what I want to use the space for. And as I get more cameras and more setups, I'm going to start streaming and time-lapsing my art. I draw digitally on my screen, and I also draw on the table. So I'll be doing time lapses of both of those, so you can see me drawing, and hopefully some of that goes viral maybe. But yeah, it's one day at a time. That's all I can do is basically start with what I've got, which is pretty bare, as you can see, but it's going to get a little bit better every week, and I'm just kind of going day by day. But thank you for watching. If you want to like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that. And then again, if you have anything you can kick into the GoFundMe, I'd really appreciate it. It's helping keep me afloat while I'm not able to work. It's helping pay for my aid care and keep me going. And it really helps. Every little bit helps. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys sometime soon.